3, 2, 1, 0, and liftoff. Liftoff. Americans return to space as Discovery clears the tower.
TTMTrades, welcome back. Today we're going to be doing the end of week recap. We're going to try to keep it short and to the point. On tickers BTCS, BIOA, JAGX, and ticker DRIO, as you can see right here. So we're going to do the end of week recap. Make these my top 3 back on January 14th. We know this week was only a 4-day trade week, pretty short to make a quick profit. So let's just jump right into it. So ticker BIOA, as you can see, was in a ascending triangle pattern. As you had this high, low, then it finally broke out on high volume. So now that it has broken out of this ascending triangle pattern, now it is currently consolidating at its new levels. Okay, old resistance has now become support. Let's draw a couple lines and look. First, we was operating in this channel right here with these old resistance areas back here. Draw the line straight across. They have now become support areas. All right, prices could not break through, came back up, not break through, cannot break through, and then broke through. Now it's consolidating on top. Okay, price action is smoothing out. So what you should see is probably another day of consolidation right above this 42-cent mark, which is now support. We are now back in this channel, back over here, this old channel. As you can see here, we are now back in this channel over here. What we need now is a break above 49, which would be the first retracement right here at 38.2%. A break above 49, and then we can start heading into those price ranges of 54, 58, and then a full retracement of the 72. Of course, this 49 was the last support area for this right here. That 54 to 55 was also as resistance. It was operating as a channel. Next level up at 58 was this price area support, and then turned into resistance, couldn't break above, and then we have 72. So if you make a good entry going into next week, or if you already made your entry, that's good. We're looking at potential profits anywhere from up to 58 and possibly a full retracement up to the 72. All right, moving on. Ticker BTCS. So I was in Acre, ticker AKER. That was the craze this week. I got an AKER at 15 cents and then jumped out at 23. I got greedy and then I hopped in to ticker BTCS. So BTCS has bottomed. Let's go ahead and finish drawing these trend lines over. They stopped back over here on this day because this is when I actually did the analysis. So continuing these trend lines, as you can see here, ticker BTCS has bottomed right here at 11. It fell back all the way back down into its original trend and found support right at that 11-cent range, low 11-cent range, and it's currently right in this channel between the two trends. So what we're looking for, entered this one at 12 cents. Looking for a break above that 14, and then to begin working on our retracement back up to 30. Some immediate price levels to look at. Once we break through this 14, which is now the resistance area, which I highly believe we will do, break above 14 on high volume, then we have to work our way through 19, which was this old support area, and then became resistance before the drop, and then up to 21, which is this support area, and then 23. So if you play this entry just right, you can get anywhere from 50 to 80% return on your money, and you could possibly head up and hit that 31, because it looks like as far as cryptocurrencies and Bitcoin is recovering overall. So if Bitcoin is recovering, then that helps every other stock that deals with Bitcoin break out of their rut that they've been in lately as far as this downtrend. It helps it return back to its highs. So if you make your entries on Monday, anywhere between 11 and 13 cents is a safe entry, and then we're looking at profits anywhere 19 to 21 to 23 cents. And if we push it with good volume and Bitcoin is doing just well, then we can head all the way back up to that 31-cent range. All right, now we're talking about JAGX. If you haven't, I posted a video on JAGX. It's going to pop up in one of these corners. Go check out that video on JAGX, and it'll explain this in depth and what you should expect going into next week. I know Monday there's supposed to be news. I normally do not play news. I stand on the sideline, wait for the news to happen, and then look at the effects that it has, and then jump in. But as far as the technical standpoint, overall chart of JAGX is on the uptrend, and there are potential profits going into next week. But like I said, if you did not get that breakdown on JAGX, go back and check out my last daily review. It was on ticker JAGX. And now, last but not least, we're going to talk about ticker DRIO. Now, this one is going to be crazy. I feel like everybody need to keep their eye out on this one. DRIO, low float stock, only 5 million shares available to trade. So any type of volume or buying would push this thing up beyond measures. Okay, so it was operating in this channel this past weekend. It tried to break out the channel on high volume, and now we are no longer tapping this bottom trend line. So it has bottom support line, excuse me. The support line has now actually moved up to this area and come a little higher. So now we're working in a whole new channel right in this range. And once we have a break out of this channel, the overall trend is bullish, and the bulls are in control. Once we have a break out of this trend, close resistance areas, I've zoomed in, but 221, 249, 276. Those are potential profit areas with a full swing back up to 364. Keep in mind, this is a low float stock. Okay, so I explained what a low float is. A company comes out with their total amount of shares available to trade. Say if it's 10 million shares, out of the 10 million, 5 million are restricted, meaning that insiders own those shares and they're not available to the public, and that leaves only 5 million available to the public. With such a low float and an amount of stocks available, if this stocks accumulate any type of interest or it has a breakout and people begin buying, then there's limited amounts of shares for people to buy, and this stock will climb very fast. So keep an eye on this one. If you made your entry, you are still safe. The bears have not taken control. All right, that's it, man. That's my end of the week review on my 4 stocks that I picked: BTCS, BIOA, JAGX, and ticker DRIO.
Houston, Tranquility Base here. The Eagle has landed.